Hey, it's Devin Burke, your coaching guide to getting your best night's rest, and I'm excited to share with you something really important, which is a natural insomnia remedy. So if this video is for people who feel like they've tried everything and they still can't sleep. And if that's you, if you're nodding your head, first and foremost, I want you to know that you're not alone. I know you might feel alone right now, but you're not. And the reason I know that is because we're helping hundreds of people just like you who feel alone and they feel like their situation is unique and they feel like they've tried everything and nothing has worked. They feel broken. And I'm here to tell you that if you're feeling that way right now, you're not alone. You might feel alone because you're the only one in your family, or you're the only one in your friends group or your community that might have this sleep challenge as bad as you do. But I promise you, there are hundreds, thousands, probably even millions of people that are experiencing exactly what you're experiencing. And I know that from working with people over the last 6 years that have this challenge. So I want to get into, first and foremost in this video, why can't you sleep? After you've tried, maybe you've been to the doctors, maybe you've been to an acupuncturist, a psychologist, maybe you did a CBTI program, maybe you've done shock therapy or hypnosis, or all the things. I mean, honestly, over the years I've heard it all. And if you've tried all these things and you're still not sleeping, it's not because you're broken. It's not because something in your brain is switched off. It's not because it's genetic. A lot of people believe after they try all these things and they're still having an issue with sleep is, oh, it must be genetic. Well, my mom and my sister and my brother-in-law and my aunt and whatever, they all had sleep issues and it just must run in the family. Well, we inherit behaviors and thoughts and beliefs that create patterns that then keep our bodies from sleeping naturally, but insomnia is actually not genetic. So if that's something that you believe right now, I want to challenge you to at least be open to the possibility that that might not be true. So why can't you sleep after trying all these things? In most cases, most of the time, people are addressing the symptoms of not sleeping and not the underlying root cause. And what the underlying root cause usually is this pattern of you trying to force and control something that you cannot force and control, which then creates a physiological pattern where the body starts to release cortisol and adrenaline and noradrenaline that either keep you from sleep or wake you up in the middle of the night. Your mind starts to race, you toss and turn. This develops into some bad habits, and a lot of the things that people try to do, they're trying to sleep. There's a key word there. Trying to sleep doesn't work. They try to sleep in bed. That doesn't work. You need to understand the physiological and the psychological patterns, and once you figure out those patterns and you can see them so clearly, then you can create change. And that's really the first step in breaking this cycle, is identifying the cycle, is seeing the ways in which you're treating this as a problem. And I always say to all our clients at Sleep Science Academy, sleep is not a problem. Sleep is a result. And just like you don't need to think about breathing, just like you don't need to think about your nails growing, your hair growing, you don't need to think about your heart beating, sleep is a natural biological process that happens when you allow it to happen mentally and physiologically. When you get out of your body's way, so to speak, sleep happens naturally. So some of the cycles that people fall into is, again, trying to force and control it, doing things that try to control it, even in subtle ways. They have this expectation, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to sleep. No, that creates a certain level of energy and pressure around sleep. And then you can kind of become this person where you're like a starving person looking for food, and you're trying all these things, and the more you try, the more those things don't work. And the more those things don't work, the more it solidifies this belief that you're unique, you're broken, and you're going to be stuck with this for the rest of your life. It's not true. And if you're feeling that way right now, if you're listening to this, I'm so happy that you're here listening to this video, because this video is going to give you hope. And without hope, it's really, change is very, very hard. And so the second stage here, let's get right into what to do about it, is to break these habits and patterns. When I say break the habit and pattern, you got to understand not just the physiological pattern of what's going on in your body that's creating this challenge with either falling asleep or staying asleep, but mentally, because the body follows the mind. The body follows the mind. And if you're not aware of the thoughts and beliefs that you have that then create anxiety, fear, stress, worry, doubt, negativity, your body is going to continue to react in a state where it's not going to be able to fall asleep. And it's doing that because your body's actually trying to keep you safe. It's trying to keep you safe because it thinks there is a threat. And so as soon as you can understand these underlying thought patterns, these underlying beliefs that maybe some of them are true, but they're not useful, right? And you can start to change those thoughts, change those beliefs, or see them from a different perspective, all of a sudden the body starts to respond in a different way. And this can take time, and it takes patience, and it takes practice, but you can do it. And I've seen this with literally the worst of the worst. People that have, for 30 years, have been on medication and tried all the doctors and had all the scans and all the blood work. And as soon as they understand these underlying patterns that just weren't in their awareness, that they never really got the proper support or tools to really shift, they're able to sleep. And sometimes they say, wow, this is a miracle. And I say, no, it's not a miracle. It's not a miracle. It's just understanding how the mind and body works, getting the proper support and tools, and then moving forward with your life because you're able to sleep and sleep naturally again. So this is a big piece, this third step here, is you need to start to look and find evidence that you're not broken. And I want to encourage you to go to Sleep Science Academy's website, go to our testimonials. We have, at this point, I think over 100 video testimonials. We've helped almost thousands of people at this point. Hundreds of people have raised their hand and said, hey, I want to share my story and inspire other people. But go to our testimonial page and start to listen to testimonials. And what you'll hear is you'll hear people say things that you'll be like, wow, I get it. I am actually, my situation and my challenge isn't unique. And what this is going to do is going to build evidence. It's going to build evidence that it's possible for you. And again, so you want to start to look for evidence. And sometimes we ask our clients, well, was there ever a time where you were able to sleep? And if you really look back, and you could find a time. And if there was one time where you were able to sleep well, then we know it's possible, right? And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for possibility because that creates motivation, that creates momentum, and then change can happen. The fourth step really is so important, and this can be a challenging step for a lot of people. It's to restore body trust. So what I found is a very common pattern with people where after so many years or months or decades of having sleep challenges, most people don't trust their body. You don't trust your body to do what it was designed to do, what it knows how to do, which is sleep. So reestablishing that trust in the body is so critical. Because if you feel like you're at war with your own body, if you're at war with insomnia, if you're fighting it, you're going to continue to struggle with sleep. That's just, I've seen it enough times. It's really a matter of stopping and understanding, okay, well, asking yourself the question, what would it take for me to restore trust in my body? What would I have to believe? What would I have to do differently in how I'm behaving in my day-to-day life? Because sleep challenges really aren't bedtime challenges, they're 24-hour challenges. That's why at Sleep Science Academy, we look at holistically, we look at how every aspect of your life impacts your sleep and how your sleep impacts every aspect of your life. It's not just a bedtime challenge. Again, sleep is a result, it's not the problem. And often the problem is, it's these underlying patterns that lead to underlying, these behaviors, these thoughts and beliefs that then create, again, challenges with the body doing what it knows how to do, which is sleep. So ask yourself the question, what would it take to restore trust in your body? What would you have to believe in order to restore trust in your body? And the fifth tip here is really to get the right support. So if you're listening to this video and you're like, wow, this makes a lot of sense, get support. Go to Sleep Science Academy, click the button below this video, schedule a consultation, allow us to do what we know how to do best, which is help people restore their natural ability to sleep. If you don't have the proper support and tools, the proper understanding, the proper community, it's going to be really hard to solve this. Sometimes it takes a lot, and it's not rocket science. It really is simple. It's these simple understandings that when they click, all of a sudden, the body does what it knows how to do, which is sleep. So again, if this made sense to you, if what I'm saying, you're nodding your head, you're like, wow, I can't believe I didn't hear this, or my doctor didn't tell me this, or my psychologist, or whatever it was. If this makes sense, I want you to click the button below, schedule time to speak to someone from my team to see how we can implement these techniques, these strategies, and really give you the support that you're missing to be able to break free from this challenge from you. So go ahead and click the button below, and I look forward to seeing you and meeting you very soon. And until the next video, sleep well.